I didn't get a chance to see the whole game yesterday, go Pats, but I got to see part of it. But I've been kind of looking at some of the things coming out from today about the game. And one of the most discussed commercials that came out this yesterday was the one from Nationwide Insurance and about child safety, and one of the leading causes of deaths in children are preventable accidents. And it was kind of a somber commercial. If you hadn't seen it, you might want to see it. And the Nationwide representative said we wanted to start a conversation, not sell insurance, and start a conversation with parents about their children's safety. And it reminds us of the fragility of life. And when we come to this day, the presentation of the Lord, we recognize that Jesus entered into that fragility, that God wanted a part of the fragile nature of our experience, to show his strength and his power, to see the light shine through even in this small child. And the prophets here, Simeon and Anna, remind us that God is trying to shine his light into our lives. And can we be open to that? Can we be aware of that? Yeah, our psalm today, the phrase there, who is this King of glory? It is the Lord. Psalm 24. I'll never forget this psalm. Father Charlie Miller, who may rest in peace, who taught us homiletics, he talked about this psalm. He loved this psalm. And he loved the part because at the end there's a dialogue. The psalm probably came about when the armies of Israel were coming back with the ark, and they were marching back from a triumph, and they were coming up to the gates of Jerusalem, and they were saying, open the gates, the King of glory is here. And the sentinels at the gate would be like, who is this King of glory? And it was a dialogue, and it became a psalm. It became part of the prayer and a song of triumph. But he also talked about how that dialogue can be our heart with God, as God is coming up to our hearts and he's saying, open the gates, lift high, you gates, lift high your heads. The King of glory is here, and our heart is saying, we're behind the door there. We're saying, who is this King of glory? Who is that? And he comes not with this conquering army, but with the gentleness of a small child, shining that gentle light into our hearts, saying, the King of glory is here. The King of glory. And can we open our hearts enough to allow this King of glory in? Realizing that child Jesus will grow up. And he will grow up also in our hearts and our faith, to become that man, Jesus, who calls us to discipleship, who shows us the path of goodness, who takes the path of the cross, enters into our death, our tomb, and destroys death by rising again. And that's the kind of light that Christ wants to share with us. So, are we willing to allow that light to be part of our lives? O gates, lift high your heads. Grow taller, ancient doors. Let him enter, the King of glory.